Hello, I'm Scott Seaton, the music director of the North State Symphony, and just now, you all participated in chipping away at a wall that has existed for hundreds of years. And in doing so, you just may have shifted your perception of what classical music could be like, and what it might be like. Now, for so long, the world has viewed classical music in such an archaic way, and it's very stuffy, very formalized. Well, let's let the clip talk. Now, very stuffy, very formalized, there's kind of a wall, but it's not really a true indication of what music today, of what a live classical music performance could be like. Now, why is that? Well, orchestras all over the world are losing audiences. They're getting financial troubles, they're going bankrupt, all kinds of terrible things are happening. And even in Pennsylvania, in our homeland here in the United States, Pennsylvania, all of their major orchestras in the past month have been on strike. The Pittsburgh Symphony, the world-famous Philadelphia Orchestra, have gone on strike because of budget concerns, and we're very close to collapsing. So what do we do about it? Well, we have to find ways to change the system, to find ways to vary it up. And for me, it's really about adapting to the needs of the community. Really, the big thing here is about taking risks and realizing that, yes, there will be some failure, but it's with these failures that come growth. And so I'm going to go into my first little tangent here. 4 years ago, I moved from Pennsylvania to North Dakota. And in doing so, I realized that I needed an outlet to balance the fact that I was no longer in a city center anymore. And so I took up long-distance running and distance cycling. And what I realized, well, first of all, and you all probably know this, is that nothing is ever as easy as it seems. Now, I'm very stubborn. I never go by word alone. I have to try things out for myself. But no, nothing is ever as easy as it seems, and I learned this the hard way. So once I started doing all this running and cycling, I'm like, okay, why don't I take a trip across the country on my bicycle? Because it's easy as cake, right? You just pedal, and you cycle, and you eat, and you sleep. How hard could that be? Well, summer came around, and I finally got going. And long story short, it was a huge failure. I was ill-prepared, I ran out of time, and I was lugging around this gigantic bike with 60 pounds of stuff. And with enough time, my optimism was crushed like a bloody pulp. And so after that, I regrouped. I took this. Well, the important thing with that is I failed. I hit my walls. I reached my mental and my physical limits. And it's this incredible experience because I had never done that before. I thought I had, but I hadn't. So the next summer I regrouped, and I was successful. I knew what to expect. I created a plan. And finally, I was able to put this plan into action. Now, I forgot to show you how easy things we appear in our minds to be, but in all actuality, it's this. You can thank my mom for the slide. She sent this to me a long time ago. The point here is that growth, real growth, is only possible through failure. And if we take this mindset, rather than be crushed by it, we create this long-term plan and integrate this into progress. So going back, how do we fix this mess? How do we become an orchestra or an arts organization of the 21st century. We make the concert experiences more fun. We integrate the audience, just like I did at the beginning of the presentation. We break down these walls, and we create a sense of community. And the biggest thing is we take risks, and we try things that haven't been done before. You probably didn't expect that, did you? You saw the beginning, you were like, oh, this is going to be delightful, it's just going to be Bach. No. These two incredible musicians, these two brilliant cellists, took the music of Johann Sebastian Bach and combined it with AC/DC's Thunderstruck. A little bit different, And so they took this incredible thing and they decided to merge these two worlds together. Now, in the orchestral world, similar risks have been taken and are being taken. Some are questionable. Now, in my opinion, this is fine. It's a bit gimmicky for my taste, but the ping pong table doesn't really add much to the music itself. The only thing in my eyes is this really bizarre, unique visual stimulus. But, okay, so there are pieces like that. What else is there? Well, some have been more successful, more neat and quirky, albeit still a novelty. So that was really cool, but again, how many pieces can you use a typewriter? Now, outside of that, some people have taken the something already amazing and established and successful and fused it with the incredible world and possibility of classical music. And what comes to mind here is the brilliant young American composer by the name of Mason Bates. Now, Mason Bates started his professional life as a DJ in Chicago. And when he turned to the world of composition, he took elements of the dance club, electronic music, techno, and he merged it with the concert hall and symphonic music. Different much? Let's see. great, huh? Now, how does this apply to our community here in the North State? Well, for starters, we are championing the brilliant mind of people like Mason Bates, these visionaries, and we're taking their incredible compositions and we're changing our own concert formats. Right here in Redding, California, back in May in the Cascade Theater, this piece came alive. This piece right here. It's amazing, huh? And on a side note, a really cool thing about that is being able to, in the concert program, list laptop performer in the same place as the violins and the trumpets. So, in addition to that, I mean, there are all kinds of unique ways that we can break away from these stuffy traditions that have been established and really destroying the world of classical music for everyone throughout the past decades. One of the things that we're doing this year and last year, for example, is an initiative called Just Ask, where we get you all, the audience, to submit questions via social media during the intermission, which are then answered by me and members of the orchestra at the beginning of the second half, further sort of destroying this wall in front of us. In addition to that, in May of this coming year, one of our concerts will actually have an interactive theatrical component to it. Very different. We're incorporating this element with one of the biggest pieces of the 20th century. Really an experience that is not to be missed and something that has not been done before. Another huge risk that we're taking this very season is the implementation of the NSS Pops series. NSS Pops is a series of disparate elements that are brought together in the concert hall to bring you things that are more familiar from your world and combine them with our world. And the first of said series will take place right here in this very space on New Year's Eve. Now, all kinds of amazing things are happening. And if symphonies like the Seattle Symphony can bring you a collaboration with Sir Mix-a-Lot and on stage sing Baby Got Back with a large female contingent of the audience dancing on stage, then we can certainly break out of our box and complement the wondrous melodies of Brahms and the angry rhythmic propulsions of Beethoven with things that you are more familiar with. So we're not doing away with the old, we're just mixing it up a little bit. Now, things might get a bit different, even a little crazy at times, but with the risks that we're taking, I think we will truly find a balance with our programming and our concert formats that will work for the community. And the last clip I'm going to play you is a bit of an extreme example, but you don't know where the limits are until you've approached them.